Hello, my dear ones. My name is Evelyn May Carter. I'm 103 years old, and I've been carrying these words around like a folded letter in my pocket, waiting for the kind of question people don't ask the elderly anymore. People ask us about cholesterol. They ask about blood pressure. They ask what we eat, what we avoid, what we take, what we've cut out. But almost nobody sits down, looks us straight in the eyes, and asks the question that actually matters: what made your life worth it? So I'm going to answer it anyway, whether anyone asked or not, because I have watched too many good people spend their whole lives chasing happiness like it's hiding somewhere ahead of them, when it was living inside them the entire time. I have outlived more people than I can count without taking my shoes off. I have watched decades of trends promise salvation, diets, routines, miracle supplements, 10-step morning rituals, and the only thing that truly changed is that people became more anxious and more exhausted while calling it productivity. So here it is. 10 hard truths about happiness. Not from a bestseller. Not from a research paper. From 103 years of living, loving, losing, and learning. Truth number 1, I'll be happy when, is a trap. I had a friend named Lorraine. We worked together when phones still had cords and people memorized numbers. Lorraine used to say, almost like a prayer, just a few more years. Then I'll move near the water. I'll open a little shop. I'll bake bread every morning. That's when I'll finally live. Years passed. Then more years. Lorraine kept saving happiness for later, like it was a dress she didn't want to wrinkle. Lorraine died at 61. 2 years before the retirement, she kept circling in her calendar like it was guaranteed. She never moved. Never opened the shop. Never baked that bread. And here's the part that hurts. Lorraine wasn't unusually unlucky. Lorraine was normal. Most people postpone joy like it's responsible to do so. Like happiness is something you earn after you suffer long enough. But there is no finish line. Life does not reach a point where it taps you on the shoulder and says, "All right, now you may relax." Life just ends. So stop negotiating with your future. Stop telling yourself you'll start living once things calm down. Things don't calm down. You just run out of days. Truth number 2, the feeling you want can't be purchased. I spent decades teaching. First little ones, then older ones. I loved my students. I truly did. But I also did what so many good people do. I confused being needed with being fulfilled. I stayed late. I brought work home. I said yes to meetings that could have been emails before emails existed. I missed moments I can never get back because I thought I was building something important. One year they gave me a beautiful award, shiny plaque, applause, a picture in the paper. I drove home after, sat down at my kitchen table and felt nothing. Not pride. Not peace. Just a quiet emptiness that surprised me. That's the secret nobody tells you. The promotion doesn't fill the hole. The praise doesn't fill the hole. The bigger paycheck doesn't fill the hole, because the hole isn't in your bank account. It's in your sense of enough. And enough is not something the world hands you. It's something you decide. Truth number 3, you have less time than you think. I want you to do something right now. Listen for the small sounds in your room. The hum of the refrigerator, the faint traffic outside, the little tick you don't notice until you do. That's time passing. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Right now. My brother and I stopped speaking when we were both too stubborn to admit we were hurt. It was over something ridiculous, inheritance paperwork and pride dressed up as principle. We let silence stretch for years. Then he died suddenly. One phone call. One sentence. Gone. And I remember sitting on the edge of my bed thinking, so that's it. I used up my time being right. People walk around convinced there will be another chance. Another holiday. Another visit. Another conversation. Another apology. There might not be. The clock doesn't care about your plans. It keeps going. Truth number 4, your job is not your legacy. It's a contract. Work can be honorable. Work can be meaningful. But don't confuse your employment with your life's value. Your legacy is not a title on a business card. Your legacy is who feels safer because you existed. It's the child who remembers you spoke gently when everyone else was harsh. It's the neighbor you checked on. It's the friend you didn't abandon when life got messy. It's the person who still hears your voice in their head saying, "You can do this." A company will replace you fast. That's not cruelty. That's business. But your people, your real people, carry you. So don't die trying to impress something that will forget your name. Truth number 5, bitterness is slow poison, and it only hurts the one who holds it. There was a man on my street, quiet, disciplined, did everything right. Ate clean. Walked daily. Read health articles like scripture. But he carried anger in him like a furnace. He hadn't spoken to his sister in decades over something that didn't matter anymore. He wore that resentment every day like it was armor. He died younger than he should have. And I'll tell you something with all the honesty I have left. It wasn't just illness. It was years of tension living in his body, squeezing his heart from the inside. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was fine. It means you stop letting the past keep a key to your mind. You don't forgive because someone earned it. You forgive because you are tired of bleeding. Truth number 6, you can't pour from an empty cup, but you also can't live protecting the cup forever. People talk about self-care as if it's a modern invention. My grandmother didn't call it self-care. She called it sense. Rest matters. Food matters. Quiet matters. But I've seen another kind of emptiness. The emptiness of people who protect themselves so much they never truly give themselves to anything. The happiest elders I've known were not the ones who perfected routines. They were the ones who stayed connected. Not as martyrs, not as doormats, as givers. They gave attention. They gave time. They gave kindness without keeping score. Because the strange truth is this: so much of what you keep in life disappears. But what you give, love, patience, forgiveness, comes back as warmth inside your own chest. Truth number 7. Presence is the rarest form of love. My husband, God rest him, was not a flashy man. He wasn't poetry and flowers. He was steady, quiet, reliable. But when he listened to you, he listened like nothing else existed. No half-glancing, no rushing, no pretending. In our marriage, I never felt like I had to compete with the world for his attention. You have no idea how rare that is. People think love is paying bills and showing up on anniversaries. Sometimes love is simply putting the phone down and giving someone your full face, your full mind, your full moment. Because one day the last conversation happens, and you won't recognize it as the last one until it's already gone. Truth number 8. Laughter is not a luxury. It is survival. After my husband died, I sat in my kitchen and cried until my face felt tired of being a face. My granddaughter walked in, young, scared, not knowing what to do with grief. She stood in the doorway like she didn't want to disturb the sadness. So I looked up at her and said, "He always swore I'd be lost without him." She tried not to smile. I couldn't help it. And then, right there between the tears, we laughed. It didn't fix anything, but it kept me alive. Life will break your heart more than once. That is guaranteed. The question isn't whether it will hurt. The question is whether you will let the hurt harden you into something sharp or soften you into something human. Laugh when you can, especially when you can't imagine how. Truth number 9. A reason to get up is worth more than most medicine. I still wake early. Not because I'm heroic. Because I have reasons. I check my plants. I look for birds. I write notes to people I love. I make myself tea the way I like it. I have a neighbor who stops by and pretends she just happened to be walking past, and I let her pretend. The saddest elders I've known didn't lose their strength first. They lost their reasons. They woke up because the body demanded it. They ate because the clock told them to. They drifted. The happiest ones had something small pulling them forward: the dog, a garden, a phone call, a volunteer shift, a friend who needed a listening ear. Your reason doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be yours. Truth number 10. You are already enough. You simply forgot. I'm going to say this plainly, and I want you to hear it all the way down into your bones. You are not a project that must be completed before you deserve peace. Not when you lose weight. Not when you earn more. Not when you fix everything you think is wrong with you. Not when you finally become the version of yourself that you think people will approve of. Right now, I wasted years believing I had to prove my worth. that I had to perform my way into being lovable, that I had to earn rest like it was something only finished people deserved. That was my greatest loss. Not the mistakes, not the bad decisions. The years I spent not letting myself be enough. You are made of living matter. You are a miracle of breath and memory and longing. You are here. And if you're still here, you still have time to choose a different way. I don't know how many mornings I have left. Could be many. Could be few. But I know what matters. Your body needs real nourishment. Your heart needs real connection. Your mind needs real quiet. And your soul needs something honest to live for. Everything else, the trends, the hacks, the frantic chasing, mostly noise. Eat simply. Love bravely. Forgive faster than your pride wants to. Show up fully. Laugh whenever you can. And please, stop waiting. There is no perfect time. There is only now. If these words reached you, don't keep them to yourself. Share them with someone who is tired of waiting to live. And if you can, call someone you love today, not someday, and tell them the truth. Evelyn May Carter, 103 years old. Still here. Still honest. Still rooting for you.